And now, it's time for Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk hookup. For the next 2 hours, join Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Maxa, Corey Sandin, and this week's special expert guest for fishing information, new techniques to catch more fish, and the most current scoop on what's happening in the water. Let's Talk Hookup is sponsored in part by Yamaha Outboards. Reliability starts here. By Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup. And Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. Get ready for the fastest 2 hours on radio with the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Maxa, and Corey Sandin.
Good morning, anglers, and welcome to Let's Talk Hookup. I'm Pete Gray with Rock Cod Rick Maxa. We're in the world headquarters of Let's Talk Hookup right here next to Fisherman's Landing in San Diego. We have him. Captain Tim Ekstrom from the Royal Star is here, and we're going to be talking some fishing. I guarantee you that. You stay tuned. This is Southern California's sport fishing voice. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app and the mightier 1090.
You've heard all about it. You know the anglers catching fish have it, so what's holding you back? It's a fact. FishDope.com really does help you catch more fish and burn less fuel. FishDope.com is the only fish finding service with a spotter plane along with a crew of top anglers on the water almost every day that report actual locations and catches. You can get daily catch reports from Point Conception to San Martin Island, 365 days a year. FishDope.com is for everyone, whether you have your own boat, fish on your friend's boat, or a sport boat. FishDope.com has online planning tools, moon phase, tides, hot bite icons, and more. So bottom line is, if you don't have FishDope.com, well, you're probably missing a lot of bites. Membership costs less than $50 of gas, and that for the entire year. That's right, 1 year. What a bargain. Plus, use the special code to save $20 on a new FishDope.com membership. Check it out today. FishDope.com. Catch more fish, burn less fuel.
Your San Diego County Ford dealer knows that vehicles are not one size fits all, and they have a variety to choose from to suit your individual wants and needs. Looking for a truck to handle both work and play? The legendary F-150 has you covered with its military-grade aluminum alloy body and high-strength steel frame and smart technology, like the available Pro Trailer Backup Assist to help you back up your boat with the turn of a dial. Or do you need a vehicle that's ready for your next adventure? The Ford Ranger is standing by, so grab your gear and let's go. This adventure-ready truck has an available terrain management system that has 4 selectable drive modes depending on what terrain you're on for optimum performance. Is an SUV more your speed? No problem. Your San Diego County Ford dealers have those too. The 2020 Ford Explorer has been completely redesigned inside and out and has available third-row power-fold seats to easily accommodate more passengers or cargo and available twin-panel moonroof to let the outdoors in. Visit buyfordnow.com to learn more or visit your nearest San Diego County Ford dealer today. They'll be glad to hook you up.
There are plenty of boat slips and marinas in San Diego, but there's only one Kona Kai. It's not just a place to park your boat. It's a way of life here in America's finest city. The Kona Kai Resort Spa and Marina has multiple swimming pools and a private beach, waterfront restaurants, and award-winning spa, most of which is included for marine attendants. Check ResortKonakai.com for more information. The Kona Kai Resort, much more than just a place to park your boat.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Going to be a great day today. Man, we talk about it a lot, but what great timing to have Captain Tim in here with what's going on right now. Is bluefin showing up and biting and all the good fishing going on. This is going to be a great day.
Yeah, good morning, Tim.
Hey, good morning.
Yeah.
Funny thing is, we say bluefin showing up. The bluefin have been here the whole time.
Yeah, they never left.
No, they really haven't. You know, they track up and down the coast. That's what they've been doing. Really now, we're going on the past 5, 6 years.
Yeah,
they really don't leave. You know, all the guys, ourselves included, going up and down the longer trips. You'll run into just these vast areas, 200 miles south one day, 250, 180, 100. They just swim up and down the coast.
Around.
You know? Yeah. And different areas of them, too. These are the big ones today. These are the smaller ones. I really like the fact that we're seeing this mixed grade of fish this early. I mean, in addition to being an incredible it's a great indication of the fact that the population is rebounding.
So healthy.
This fish is still coming across, and so
The commercial guys are done.
Oh yeah, they're
been done since January.
Yeah,
so there's no interference there.
Right, we've talked about it before, but what a great job they're doing of sticking with the program, following the quotas, and that, no doubt in my mind, both on this side and likely the west side of the Pacific also has contributed to this incredible boom that we've seen in the amount of bluefin that's available. And, again, it hasn't gone anywhere. It's just a matter of getting out there. It's weather, and, I'm sure water temp, whatever, makes a difference, because it seems like the warmer it gets, the more eager they are to bite. To cooperate, if you will.
And the water's finally ticking up here.
Yeah. You get into that 62, 63, 64 range, now we're talking. I mean, we catch them in that 59 to 61, 62. Once in a while, you'll have a shot at them, but typically,
to get with it.
You'll pick a few if you're lucky. They'll swim around, do their thing, and not bite. Once you get up in there in that 64 and above, that's when it's game time.
Yeah,
I take it, man.
What was cool yesterday, Ricky, was when we had Marcus and Adam in the studio. It's talking about the spread of fish. We heard from Mike on the Tribute. He was in a totally different area catching bluefin.
Right.
Booger was in a totally different area catching bluefin. And then Bill Cavanaugh on the Intrepid was in a totally different area. And all these guys were catching bluefin. So it shows you the spread of fish.
We're talking, U.S. waters to Mexican waters. I mean, literally hundreds of miles separating guys, and all calling the same thing. Hey, man, it's looking good. They're biting. We're on them. It was, you're right. What a good call that is.
Yeah. And think of how small the piece of ocean that those boats are occupying. I mean, relative to the amount of water, it's just this little tiny just grain of sand. And I'll give you an example. We went on that trip in January. We had Larry Brown, the famous Larry Brown, arranged a trip kind of last minute impromptu. We saw fish. So the first day, I didn't want to go too long. We stopped short at night because we started seeing some sign of fish. It was like it was down around that knuckle or whatever it was, the hidden bank. Uh-huh. So we stopped the boat and we saw a sign of bluefin there in a bunch of different places. We basically just started there and worked down all day. We caught a few on kelps. They were smaller sized fish, like 20, 30 pounders. Anyway, we worked down all day, worked out of the sign. We were down there south of Collinette, still caught some yellowtail, ran down all night, down there. I want to say we started 180, 190 miles. And the bulk of the fish were at 230 to 250, right? So we bombed it for that zone. Sure enough, it's an incredible sign down there. That's where the commercial guys are working at the time. Just saw school after school. We weren't that successful because they wouldn't bite. We had to turn around and bomb it home. And the idea was to look.
Look the whole way back.
The whole way back. We never ran out of them.
Wow.
The whole
80 miles.
80 miles of
80
fish.
miles. We just kept, and it was just
school here, school
and how many day trip was this?
It was a 3-day.
It was a 3-day.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sonar
That's
schools,
awesome.
schools on top, little bird deals. We finally, right before dark, we got into green water and it shut us down. But we 80 miles.
The whole time. You see one on the screen, the guy up top, hey, I got one over here.
Yeah.
Hey, there's some birds. I see some fish jumping. Just different types of
just
sign fish the whole way.
That, you go for an hour and not see anything, and then, big
there
sweep in the screen, like, oh my God, look at that.
That's so cool.
We figured we'd see a spot or two, and you're trying to extend your day, and you keep running out of time because you stop. You got to try it. It's like, I can't
not do this.
Yeah, exactly. Next thing you know, sun's setting, and you're getting in at noon. Whatever.
So what's happening on the Royal Star right now?
So the guys are on the last long trip of the season, and they're having a great trip. Really good fishing. Yeah, really good fishing out at Hurricane Bank. Mostly from talking to Brian last night, 80 to 150 pound fish. A few stand out bigger. Seems like every day they got a shot or two at big ones. And then really good wahoo fishing too.
The wahoo fishing's been insane this
they showed up
this spring, huh?
Yeah, it's great to see.
Yeah.
It's been a few years more than a few years down there where that's been a missing element. But obviously the wahoo fishing up north has been incredible. But they've definitely moved in force. I mean, it kind of reminded me what he was describing. It was like that Alejos Rocks phenomenal. It's just like every day more just keep moving in.
That's so
where
cool.
the hell they keep coming from? But
wow,
they kept coming.
That's cool.
Yeah. they're doing a little trophy hunting now. I mean, they're basically done on fish as far as quantity goes.
Sure.
16 anglers. They've got
16 people.
Yeah,
oh my gosh!
Every year the Yamato
Ultra,
special, ultra limited. It's like heaven.
It's by design.
Yeah.
You'd rather pay a few more bucks and just have such a light load. And how nice must that be?
Exactly. And then this time of year too, although traditionally it is good weather down there, they just had beautiful. I mean, perfect weather.
Cool.
Not
that's
grease
cool.
calm because you don't want it to be grease.
You need a little texture.
It gets too hot. Just that little bit of texture enough for the kite.
Cool.
The whole 9 yards. Just. They're living right now.
How good does that sound?
Now, I was looking at the Royal Star website, royalstarsportfishing.com, that I linked through the Let's Talk Hookup website, and I was looking at the book online schedule, and there isn't much there.
No.
So I wrote it down. So so there's one spot each on a 3-day trip on 5/21 and 5/26. One spot each on each of those 3-day trips.
Right.
That's it. There's a 4-day trip with a lot of space in September 25th. Oh my God.
Me.
Are you kidding me for like big fish?
Yeah, so what happened there, it just as of last week, that a charter master who's been with us forever. We just love him, Ed Hansen. He's a tremendous guy, and our group's fished with us forever. And he has this convergence of events in his life, wedding, this, that, the other thing, his son, and they couldn't swing it this year. We did everything we could to try to make it happen. And he said, hey, can we just postpone it? We said, hell yeah, we can postpone it. So we chopped it up, and we made a brand new 4-day and a brand new 3-day trip. And
the 3 days already sold out.
Yeah, that was like
the 4-day in September.
4-day in September 25th.
That 25th through the 29th, which is a Saturday through a Wednesday, if I remember right.
How are there spots still available?
Well, I mean, like I said,
we just put it up.
We put that online on Wednesday or Thursday, I want to say.
Yeah, okay.
We put it on there last week.
Yeah.
So it's a great opportunity. And look at that time of year, the last 5 or 6 years.
That's prime
incredible.
is the prime. And then there's a couple spots on a 3-day right after Christmas, December 28th, and that is it. Excuse me. There's a spot on the first Mazatlan trip on May or March 1st.
Right,
March 1st, and that's it. Second Mazatlan trip's already sold out. Yeah, so
I love to hear that.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking at it, it was like it's all red. It's like sold out, full. Yeah, and that's pretty much the deal there. So if you want to go on the Royal Star, you better get on it, right?
Yeah, it's been I think obviously this has been there's a lot of anglers last year who they didn't get the chance to go fishing with us,
right?
And a lot of those anglers now, because the whole nightmare of COVID is obviously it's not gone, but it's tapered off. I think everybody's feeling a lot more confident that we can run the trip safely and everybody go out there and do their thing. So a pretty good foundation was laid from the anglers who they were reluctant to go last year. They said, hey, just keep my deposit, roll on in the next year. So we had a leg up in our bookings this year, thank goodness.
Yeah,
but it's certainly limited as far as the availability goes, and we're blessed because of it. Thank you.
And the fishing was so good last year. It's already off to such a good start already. I mean, the signs are just there. Like it's just, it's showing. I mean, that's why.
You have a hard time not expressing confidence in what we see. I mean, and this bluefin, if it follows the pattern, it's not going to go anywhere. It's just it lives here, for the time being. It's all that whatever it is, delicious forage that they just can't seem to swim away from between here, Channel Islands, back down, out off coastal or offshore Baja. I mean, it's just it's the perfect convergence of conditions to hold those things in this zone and attract more and more. And just like the previous years, if they're here because the groceries are good,
other stuff.
Their yellowfin buddies are going to show up.
Yeah,
the Dorado and Yellowtail, and maybe Yellowtail already there. Yeah. And dare we say, perhaps this might be a year where an odd longfin or two.
The A word.
You guys made it happen last year. Why not make it again this year?
That's a great.
You guys caught one last year?
Oh yeah, we got one.
Yeah, they got the one.
They got the one.
Yeah, they got the Albacore last year.
Yeah,
there you go.
And I know for sure the XL got one.
Oh, they did. Okay.
Yeah, and the classic story. They even had a picture on their website. It was early. There's a lot of ball busting that went on about this. And Mike had a picture. So yeah, we got a big eye today. It's like it's a nice 25-pound albacore.
He thought it was a big eye.
Yeah, and
because never seen one.
There's like a whole generation of kids and crew members. They don't know what one is. They haven't seen one. We haven't really caught any since 2009, 2010.
We had that conversation the other day at the tackle store. You want to talk about like starting to feel old about things, and I mean, I will say it all the time. I think our shop has the best crew in the entire business, and we were like going around like, you caught one of those things? One of the guys like, dude, I haven't even been alive since those things have been around. Like, everybody was like, yeah, I caught one. I caught one in 2009. Like half of the crew like hasn't even been here since that's been a thing. Like,
but in the meantime, we're catching yellowfin.
Oh yeah, 200-pounders.
Yeah. Giant bluefin tuna, yellowtail. It's okay.
I'll give you the abridged version. That albacore we got. It was a little guy. I want to say he was 11 pounds. He's up there. West of Clemente, and we get in. I saw it up at the top of the dock. I think I was in the bridge, when we caught her or something. I didn't see it when it came aboard, and everybody thought it was a little bluefin. And I got up the top of the dock, I'm like, dude, is somebody going to tell me we got an albacore here? Everybody's like, what?
What?
That's an albacore.
Oh, come on.
You can't believe.
The guys didn't even recognize an albacore.
No,
that's my favorite part.
How hard I was going around. I had to convince everybody it was an albacore. So much so that even Sean down at Fisherman's Processing, he got the guys to come down and take samples of it. I don't know if it's an albacore. Dude,
you just cut the flesh, right?
Or just look
pretty
at
obvious, right?
Look at it. It's obvious to me, but apparently not to everybody else. But it had all the markings, and it even, these things that you wouldn't really consider, but it smelled like an albacore.
So I know that smell.
Totally.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like an albacore, man. There's no question. So to the point where they send in the tissue. Because I'm arguing it, vehemently. They send in the tissue for the DNA.
Yeah, you'll never believe
come
it.
on.
It turns out it was an albacore.
It was an albacore. So, okay, for those of our listeners that may not know what an albacore looks like,
which that's a real thing, man.
Yeah. Tell us what an albacore looks like.
Well, I mean, it looks like a little penguin would swim in the water.
With a giant eye, down, right?
They have bigger eye.
Yeah.
They're darker on top of their textures. They're a lot more delicate. They're a really delicate fish, especially compared to a bluefin or yellowfin. They're hard.
Right.
Those things are warriors. And albacore, they just don't have that sturdy composition.
Yeah.
But
they have a distinctive smell.
Very distinct.
Yeah.
They have a really high oil content. Mm-hmm. I can't wait till we catch those things. I'm not on the bluefin and the yellowfin.
No.
But, I'd like
There's
to have a few
something
jars
cool.
of albacore in my cabinet, too.
And there's just something so cool about seeing those things when they're coming up and they're circling like a tuna and seeing those big old wings, like it is such a uniquely distinct fish.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Well,
I'm just excited to hear the clickers go off again.
Yeah,
I haven't heard a clicker go off in a reel in a long time.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that in a long time.
Yeah, except for Let's Talk Hookup, you hear it every day.
Yeah, that's true.
As you can hear, we have a great show lined up for you here on Let's Talk Hookup. A lot to talk about.
So much great stuff to cover. Going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be talking the Liberty, talking great stuff going on the Royal Star. So much cool stuff going on right now. It's a great day, and we are happy to spend Mother's Day with you, and a big happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. Big happy Mother's Day to my mom. And hey, we want to hear from you today. Going to be a great show. Lots of great stuff to get in on. And if you want to join us, give us a call. 213-432-1090. That's how you reach us on Let's Talk Hookup this morning. Again, 213-432-1090. That's the phone number. Or shoot us a text. Been a hugely popular addition to Let's Talk Hookup. Text the show. It's only available through the Let's Talk Hookup app. It's a free download. Just download the Let's Talk Hookup app to your phone, and you can shoot a text message right through, and we'll be reading those throughout the show. Lots of fun. And boy, do we have a killer prize for one lucky caller at the end of the show today. In a big celebration, we are giving away a full-day trip on board the Liberty at a Fisherman's Landing. So you're going to get to go on that beautiful boat, which looks fantastic. They just finished a really big maintenance period and already on great fishing. They've had really good bluefin fishing again the last couple of days. So getting a full-day trip on board the Liberty and a $50 gift card to Point Loma Seafoods.
How about
that, dude? Again, if you want to get your shot at that great prize, 213-432-1090, or better yet, your opportunity to talk to Captain Tim. And when we come back, we're going to be taking your phone calls. Lots of great info coming your way. You stay tuned. You're listening to Southern California's sport fishing voice. This is Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app and the mightier 1090.
It's a fact of life in Southern California. Hard water. And if you have a pool, your tile shows it. Here comes San Diego Pool Tile Cleaning to the rescue. With their specialized equipment, SD Pool Tile Cleaning can safely remove the stubborn calcium deposits most pool owners struggle with. SD Pool Tile Cleaning can make your tile look bright and clean, almost like new again. High-pressure pool maintenance cleaning can damage grout, stone, and dislodge tiles. San Diego Pool Tile Cleaning uses a low-pressure media blasting technique to protect your pool surface from damage and yield fantastic results. So stop making excuses for your stained tiles on your pool. Make them look like new again with San Diego Pool Tile Cleaning. Check their website at sdpooltilecleaning.com and let their professional staff rejuvenate your pool tile. When it comes to professional swimming pool tile cleaning service, there's only one name you can trust: San Diego Pool Tile Cleaning. Check sdpooltilecleaning.com.
Henry David Thoreau said, "Many men go fishing all their lives without knowing that it's not the fish they are after." Let me tell you, it's been one wild year, but one thing that still rings true is how nice it is to get out on the water. And at Fastlane Kayaking, we have the tools to do it. Catch fish and social distance on the super stable and fully loaded fishing machine, the Hobie Pro Angler, now available with the Mirage Drive 360. Or explore our beautiful coastlines, bays, and lakes in comfort on a Hobie Compass or Passport. Or load up the car and hit the road with the inflatable Hobie i11S and kayak the stunning lakes in Eastern Sierra or wherever you can dream of. The Fast Lane team cannot begin to tell you how much we appreciate your business over the last 41 years. We are family owned and operated and always have been, and we're here to help you get on the water and spread the stoke. Check out our website at fastlanekayaking.com or stop by the shop in Dana Landing Marina right on the water in Mission Bay. Let's get out and make some memories.
For quality, the Islander out of Fisherman's Landing is a favorite among anglers. But Islander Charter is much more than great fishing. They also do incredible Guadalupe white shark diving trips, as well as a schedule of kayak mothership trips. Check out islander-charters.com. The Islander is San Diego's leader when it comes to 1 1/2 to 5 day fishing. Experience the Islander difference. Visit islander-charters.com for all the details.
Hey anglers, AFCO Pro Captain Ben Florentino of Coastal Charters here. As a full-time guide, I'm on the water all year long. It's my livelihood. Having the right clothing is of the utmost importance, staying warm, dry, cool, and comfortable to endure whatever the Pacific wants to throw at me. Thankfully, I'm equipped with AFCO clothing to keep me dialed season after season. Do yourself a favor and check out AFCO's award-winning gear at a dealer near you, or learn more at AFCO.com.
For your next fishing adventure, check Point Loma Sport Fishing. They offer half-day trips on the Daily Double and full-day trips on the Mission Bell every day. Perfect for novice or seasoned fishermen. Point Loma Sport Fishing also offers overnight to multi-day trips on the American Angler, Vagabond, Intrepid, Independence, Loan, T-Bird, Game Changer, and more. Visit PointLomaSportFishing.com where you can purchase tickets online. Want to go fishing? Point Loma Sport Fishing has you covered.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Already getting packed up again. If you want to get your shot, 213-432-1090. And again, text the show via Let's Talk Hookup app.
Yeah, some good texts coming through already, but let's go ahead and jump into the phones.
You got it, man. How about we start with Don? Don's getting us started from Woodland Hills this morning. Don, good morning, and thanks for joining us here on Let's Talk Hookup.
Hey, guys, good morning. First of all, happy Mother's Day to my first fishing buddy, my mom.
That's cool. Nice job, Don.
Hey, guys, a quick comment and then a question for you, Captain. Was out last week on the 2.5 day on the Searcher, and the Searcher did everything they possibly could to put us on the fish, and as we all know, the wind was out there was just absolutely miserable. But nonetheless, we scratched out a few bluefin that first day, and then went a little closer to shore the next day, and I was a happy camper. I had limits on yellowtail and one bluefin, so but the Searcher stuff is just the way they handle the boat, the way the crew, everything is just perfect, including the folks on the dock that get you started. So hats off to them.
Glad to hear that.
Then,
Thank
you. Yeah, question. I know that, my first rule is to always listen to the crew on board, because you guys are out there every single day and you've got literally the latest scoop on the water. So can you give us tuna fishermen, a few quick tips of what to do and what not to do?
Well, the first thing you said, listen to the crew, is probably the best piece of advice. And I can't tell you what to do or what not to do in the immediate because, we're not on scene. We're not on the grounds. And it's so dynamic. It changes. Let me give you an example. We've seen where, let's say the fish are biting a flat fall is really good, right? Which they do quite a bit. And then, you'll be out there the very next day and it's 10 in the morning. You haven't had a sniff on a flat fall, or you've got one or two. Everybody's just flat falling their rear ends off, and then the guy goes up, slings a Colt sniper. Ooh, he's on instant. Another guy, ooh, he's on. They're biting the Colt sniper that day. What I would tell you, the best advice I can ever dispense about fishing is don't be the guy that's just doing what everybody else is doing all the time. Don't be afraid to mix it up, and that's a perfect example. You got to mix it up. You got to try some different things. Hey, if it's not working for you, you've flat-falled, made 20 drops and didn't get one, put on a Colt sniper, put on a sardine with a sinker, fly line a sardine. In addition to keeping it interesting for yourself, that's the way we get on them. That's the way we figure out what was the old, remember speaking of albacore back in the day, what was the hot color of the day?
Sure.
Oh, they're biting a zucchini today.
It's all about the black and purple, but it's got to have an amber head, not a green head.
That's right.
Yeah.
But it was true. And I mean, I can't tell you how many times, it'd go out over the radio, hey, this is my 6th jig strike on the
all on this.
Yeah, on the Mexican flag.
Mexican flag. I was going to say that was the hot one, yeah.
Or
the skirted Mexican flag, right?
The bleeding mackerel.
Yeah.
The tuna, but seriously, I mean, that is probably the best piece of advice I could give you, is to mix it up with whatever the latest, and you'll find out what the latest has been from both following the websites, talking to the pros. I mean, the guys who really are in the know, I'm going to throw a little compliment, and I mean it Ricky's way. They're the guys at the tackle store. Hey, man, they're on it. They have their finger on the pulse. They're talking to the guys that are coming off the boat. They're talking to the anglers that were on the boat. They're talking to the captains and crews. Those guys will get you dialed in before you ever set foot on deck of being a one-day boat, a long-range boat. Those guys know what's going on. So, you're starting with a good foundation. You're not going out there with a bunch of junk that hasn't worked for 5 years. And then you talk to the guys in the boat, the crew, And I know on Royal Star, like, our crew members love that.
Yeah.
Hey, Ryan, man, what's going on? He'll go aside with you and bend your ear. Hey, this is what, this day this happened, this day this happened. You'll probably get too much information. These guys are so eager to share what's going on because they're fishermen themselves. But you combine all those things, you're going to be in the best position possible to succeed in, whatever the situation is. You laid it out pretty good. You had one of those windy days, one of those tough days. There's going to be a lot of variation in it, but it's all about putting yourself in the best position to succeed with whatever the conditions are.
No doubt about it. I always reflect back on the Tony the Tiger Marauder, right? And back in the day, that was, what are the wahoo biting? They're biting troll on the Tony the Tiger Marauder, right? I mean, that was the one. But then people started innovating and bringing out new types of wahoo lures, right? And so it's kind of a spread, right, Ricky? I mean, people are catching troll wahoo on all kinds of stuff, not just Tony the Tiger.
That kind of stuff cracks me up over the years. You see it exactly like you said, Pete. However long ago, when that was the in vogue thing, like, you might as well not sell anything but that. A Yozuri 210 black and orange Marauder. That was it.
Yeah.
I can't tell you the last time we sold a Marauder.
Yeah.
Everybody wants the swimming style plugs now, whether it be a Nomad or a Paula or this or that. That style of lure is what is so in vogue again right now. But yeah, it's just, they didn't stop biting your Tony the Tiger Marauder, but again,
try new things.
But there's no doubt about it. Like, the reason those things are popular, they're popular for a reason. Like, you put one back, they get bites.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
Yeah, and everybody notices.
Yeah, for sure.
You remember that those Marauders is something, we could go off on the stories here, but it wasn't so much the color as there was always that one or two. It tracked right, whatever it was.
You could see it in the rod.
God, it was unbelievable. You get one that
had no paint left on it.
Yeah, and they bite it every time. We'd start, our trolling rotation. It wouldn't be, hey, who's up on the rotation. It's who's up on that plug.
Yeah, exactly.
and the trollers themselves would, okay, it's your turn on that one.
You're up.
So is it the action of the lure, then?
Had to be. Sure. There's something. That one tracks right, has a little wiggle, whatever the hell it is. and then inevitably after the 100th fish or 30th fish, it would break, and
now what are we going to do?
I always figure out which one worked.
I always like that, and like the ribbing of the trol team who doesn't have that little. Somebody go get Bill, make him get back, have Bill put his lure back in so we get stopped again, so we can catch one. You guys all suck, man. Somebody go find Bill.
Yeah, and it would work.
Totally.
Put that one out. And
hey, we're on.
And it's the exact same. The same guy has the exact same lure sitting right next to it, and it doesn't get bit, and that one gets bit.
Right.
Oh, totally.
It's just the tracking. Yeah. Whatever it is. Okay. Hey, great. Thanks a lot, Don, for the call this morning. I have a great text here. Good question. Any update on Guadalupe possible? And that's from Dave in San Diego.
I know that we have our application in. We got our master permit. There basically is a master permit from Semarnat, and then CONAP has to approve it and issue a permit also. So we're in process, and all indications are that they're going to issue permits.
It's going to happen.
Yeah. The one caveat, and is you guys know about the so
there's a new fee.
They have proposed a new fee for Guadalupe. Everybody, listen up: $75 a day user fee to fish at Guadalupe, which seems pretty rich. It's pretty dear. I have mixed feelings about it. On the one hand, it's pretty costly for a day use fee, but at the same time, I look at it like, is there anywhere else in the world that even closely resembles that opportunity?
And you go spend 3 days there, and it costs you $225.
And that's obviously
extra.
Yeah, that's on top of your trip.
Yeah, but on top of the other permits too.
That's right. Well,
the other permits didn't go away.
Yeah, there's the master permit, and there's the port fees and the like. But let's say it boils down to an extra, $125 a day, right? That's a lot.
Yeah. We're not minimizing it. Yeah.
Not
trying
at all,
to pretend like that's not a real expense.
Right. But again, for the opportunity out there,
there's just no doubt.
During the right time of the year,
right? And the fact that obviously the whole world's been shut down, everybody's been hammered by the pandemic and the lack of revenue, and so they're trying to recover some revenue down. Do I begrudge them that? No, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't. I think it's worth it? Yeah, I do. Yeah. I do.
Well, Captain Frank Lopresti called me and said, "What do you think?" I said, "I'll pay it." If to have the opportunity to go to Guadalupe.
Yeah,
that's the bottom line, right? You either go or you don't go. You pay the $75 fee or you don't,
right?
And you don't go.
And the most amazing sights, sounds you could ever imagine. You can't even describe how incredible all the interactions are between the fishing. I mean, obviously the sharks are our nemesis, but at the same time, just seeing being part of that blue planet experience out there is spectacular. Historically, the production out there speaks for itself, and we've had the most amazing catches there consistently over how many years?
Nothing like a good trip to Guadalupe.
And then, it's flat calm at night too. It's flat calm.
You're going to be in the anchor.
90% of the places we fish there are flat calm or damn near flat calm. So,
especially during the time of the year that you fish it.
That's exactly right.
Do the shark boats also have to pay that $75 fee?
Yeah.
So it's across the board.
Yeah. So my understanding is it's all it's for the two of the reserves in Mexico, the Reviejero Reserve, for all the dive boats that go down there, and then Guadalupe. That's where that special fee is being imposed. And again, those are really special places, and they attract a lot of tourists. And it's a pretty high price tag for a trip there. So I'm sure Mexico was like, hey, look, we need to recover some fees here, and we're going to charge what we feel is fair to visit this paradise. So. Anyway, that's
well said.
That's how it goes with Guadalupe this year. Obviously, we got to get permits in hand before we figure out how we're going to manage it. Because the thing is with all of our voyages, we don't know where we're going in advance. So this is going to be the question for us: how we manage this. There may be such incredible bluefin fishing offshore and yellowtail fishing, whatever.
Like last year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Obviously we didn't have the opportunity.
Why would we need to go to Guadalupe? Let's just go here.
And we didn't. So there were plenty of trips, and it's the same decision from a fishing perspective we've been faced with many a time, because you have to plan in advance. We have to notify our brokers we're going there. There's some logistical obstacles there that you have to arrange ahead of time. So, getting together with everybody, let's say you're leaving on a 7-day trip, 3 days before the trip, 4 days, we don't know if we're going there or not. So obviously we're going to have to get together with our groups and figure out, this is going to be the challenge. It's like, well, what if one angler says, I don't want to, I don't want to pay the extra $225 or whatever. We're going to have to figure that one out. I'm assuming that that's not going to be a big obstacle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Because I want to believe that the vast majority of anglers that fish, especially in the long range boats, are aware of how incredible that opportunity is out there, and would be willing to pay an extra $200, $300.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
No doubt.
To go
to
go out
if
there.
That's what you choose to do.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I'm with you, Pete. And that's what I thought. I thought to myself, would I pay that?
Would I pay it?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
I would. If I was going on a vacation of this caliber and I had that opportunity to go fish out there.
And the captain makes the choice, that's our best bet. Go for it.
You bet.
The one other accolade that you didn't give that place that's also so special is it is all those things. It's so spectacular wildlife, the fishing, the comfort, and everything else. And it is, in the world of long-range fishing, it is so close to home. Like, you're not traveling 4 days to get to take advantage of that caliber
of
fishing.
Amazing fishing.
Giant
yellowtail, big yellowfin. I mean,
the next
incredible
day,
sights.
it's just all of those things.
It's still going to necessitate the stop in Ensenada, though.
Absolutely.
That's going to
100%. Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm not sure how obviously there's still the health protocols and all that that we'll see how they manage that down there. I mean, we've tried. We've proposed, virtual check-in, so on and so forth. So I know they were lukewarm about it. They were hard no last year. They're lukewarm about it now. Maybe we can work something out where they're more amenable and it works out better for scheduling. But if not, hey, it's no big deal.
Sure, well, the last few years, exactly.
I mean, roll in there, do your check-in. They're great. They're friendly. It's half an hour, and boom, you're on your way.
Well,
worth it for the opportunity out
for
there.
sure. Well, speaking of going south, let's head south down to Rancho Leonera right now. Our buddy John Ireland's on the line. Buenos dias, John.
Good morning, Pete, Rick. Hello, Tim.
Morning.
Hi, John.
Yeah, well, that Mexican government, they're figuring ways to tax us, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Kind of like our government.
Yeah, same way. Yeah, just wait.
There's a continuity here.
Yeah.
Kind of a trend.
Yeah.
Better, that's for sure, guys. That's for sure. Well, we got warming water down here. The weather's been beautiful, It's real spring weather. It's cool mornings still. The mornings are in the low 60s, and it's warming up to the low 80s midday. Big blue skies, beautiful weather. No north wind now. Water's real flat, clear and blue, and boy, the water temp is just bumped. It's almost 80 degrees, 77 to 80 degrees right now, right in front. And so in the last 3 or 4 weeks, the water's bumped 10 degrees, and it's made a difference in the fishing. Yeah, a big jump, real quick. A lot of striped marlin around, real close inside. They're loving the ballyhoo. Multiple releases for most anglers targeting the stripers. They're on the inshore bank. Last couple weeks they're a little further outside. This week they're pretty close, maybe 2-3 miles off, right on all the drop-offs from the hotel down to the lighthouse, and they're releasing. Everybody's pretty much releasing multiple, couple at least. So very good striped marlin fishing. The rooster fish are here early, and some nice fish. 30 to 50 pound roosters are common. There's a lot of them around. They're mixed with loads of Jack Crevalle. Big Jack Crevalle are in there with them. They're feeding hard along the beach. It's pretty exciting stuff, and really good rooster fishing right now. So that's a help. We've got finally catching some Dorado with this warming water. We haven't seen many tuna or Dorado. The tuna that we have seen have been coming out of Pomo Park, big individual fish. But now we're just yesterday the boats were running into them under the porpoise, not very far off, 4 to 6 miles right off the front, and then down to the lighthouse under fast-moving porpoise, and some nice yellowfin taken out of there, 10 to 30 pounders. They're hitting hoochies and live sardine. We're getting a lot of live sardine. They're actually panfish, but real good bait, and a lot of that available, and everything seems to be biting that. The Dorado, we had 2 Dorado come to the table, bulls, 25 to 40 pounders.
Ooh, nice fish.
Yeah, nice fish, and we've seen smaller Dorado, some peewees, but nothing this size. So that's a good sign. And they're out when the guys are trolling around the ballyhoo has been the the ticket for the striped marlin, certainly, and the Dorado have been going for that, too. So the couple of Dorados, just in the last couple of days, the yellowfin and the Dorado showed up. So we're hopeful about that. There's bottom fishing's real good. Lots of African pompano around. Geez, just as many as you want, literally. Really good eaters. A few nice big pargos, some big amberjack, and loads of skipjack, with the white skipjack around in great numbers. So it's picking up. It's getting better, guys.
Boy, that sounds great, John. Glad to hear that things are in such full swing. I know last week you talked about just the huge volumes of bait out there, and it's so nice to hear that's holding all the fish. Great for the fishermen and great for the fishing part of it, too, and certainly some great opportunities. And, boy, our big trip is right around the corner. I know last week we had one spot that was still available to come down to the ranch. Is that still the case for our big Let's Talk Hookup tournament? Do you know, Pete?
Yeah, I talked to Pam the other day. 2 rooms opened up.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, a couple people had to bail, and it's been sold out for a long time, and $5,000 in cash, courtesy of Cutwater Spirits. $3,000 for first place in the tournament. So, so John, if people can get in there, and their airfares are still reasonable out of Tijuana, and you can get down to Rancho Leonero. Great opportunity, right, John?
Absolutely, and I highly recommend people trying to go down via Tijuana and Valaris. You know, there's some real advantages. Not only are they cheaper, but I just my last airfare going up at $47 I paid one way.
Epic.
So I have a couple of tips that I personally learned and didn't know in my trip last week to Loreto about going through CBX. Number one, you can print your FMM for free online before you go.
Nice.
But and it was so easy. You don't have to kind of wait in line to use the computers there and stuff like that. But make sure you put that you're crossing by land, you're traveling by land and not by air. I made that mistake. I put that I was traveling by air, and they made me redo it because you're actually traveling by land.
Yeah, you're entering their customs via land.
Yeah, via land. So make sure you point by land.
Good call.
Number 2 is I have global entry, which I know Tim does too. You're also crossing by land. When you return, you have to have your global entry card, your passport, if you want to use the global entry line. Your passport works, but you can't use the global entry line unless you have your card with you. So that's a couple of tips if you have global entry, because sometimes during holidays especially, you can hit a line and global entry just bypasses that line and goes right to the front. So
I'm sure that it exists, but I have yet to fly through that CBX border crossing when you do the CBX. I have yet to hit it and ever have more than 2 people in front of me in custom. I mean, like you said, no doubt, holidays, things like that.
And the same thing happened to me on Thursday when I came through. There was 1 person in front of me, so it was not a big deal. But Tim, you had an experience.
Yeah, the line was all the way backed up into Mexico. I've never seen anything like it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thousands of people. It's unreal.
Okay. There you go.
But I had my global entry cars like at the back of the line, I started walking. One guy grabbed me. He's like, "Hey, you can't go." So I showed him my card. He said, "Make way,
have fun, buddy.
Make way for the
Go
man."
right down the middle.
Right to
How
the front.
cool is that?
The whole way.
That feels good.
So that's a tip. But you do, again, like if you're traveling in the U.S. via air, you don't need your card. You just show them your passport because it's in your card. But if you're crossing by land, you need that card. So just
good
a couple good tips there.
Great.
That was personal experience for me.
Sure.
Had there been a line, I'd really been in trouble. I was like, wait a minute, I'm full entry. Nope, you got to go to the back line. So So.
I might mention as well, there's a big advantage of walking across the border to CBX. No COVID testing.
That's another huge advantage. Yeah, all the group that was flying back with us on Alaska Airlines back through LAX had to all get the COVID test for $50 the day before. We didn't have to do that. So that's a good point, John, for sure.
Yeah, no, that's a big point. Absolutely. I go back and forth, and that's how I do it. A lot of times I'll fly down on Alaska out of San Diego, but I always fly back through Tijuana to avoid that test.
Yeah, for sure. Well, if somebody wants to grab one of those last 2 rooms during the Let's Talk Hookup Rancho Leonero tournament, June 5 through 9, both Ricky and I will be down there. It's going to be a blast. How do we get a hold of you?
It's going to be fun, Pete. It's going to really be a good one, a good time. 800-646-2252 or rancholeonero.com.
All right.
Awesome.
Great, John. Looking forward to the tournament. We'll talk to you next Sunday.
Sure will. will, gentlemen. Nice talking to you. Thank you.
See you, buddy. Thanks, John. Hey, when we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. Phone lines are absolutely packed. Tons of great text coming your way. We got catch reports coming up. You stay tuned. Lots of good information. It's Let's Talk Hookup, Southern California sport fishing voice on the mightier 1090. This is Rock Cod Rick for Adventure in Camping, where they bring the adventure to you. If you enjoy camping in the Eastern Sierra but don't own an RV or a trailer, or simply don't want the hassle, let Adventure in Camping park it for you. It's simple. Check out their website, adventureincamping.com, select from over 75 campgrounds they serve, decide on a trailer floor plan that fits your needs, request a quote for your desired vacation dates, then just show up and start your adventure. Dallas and I did exactly that, and it was incredible. We chose a beautiful Mammoth area campground. Adventure in Camping delivered the trailer to our spot. We showed up, enjoyed a clean, spacious trailer without any of the hassle. When it was time to go home, we just closed the door and drove away. It doesn't get any easier. If you enjoy camping in the Eastern Sierra but don't want the hassle, Adventure in Camping is for you. Check out adventureincamping.com for details. Make sure to mention Rock Cod Rick sent you for a special 20% off offer, but this special won't last long, so go to adventureincamping.com today.
A great gear from Shimano, and I got to tell you, it's been a long, cold winter, but it's here. All the Shimano gear is actually in stock at Fisherman's Landing Tackle.
It's been great to see. I mean, everybody knows what's going on, and it's not just Shimano. It's everybody. Tackle in general has been tough. There's such high demand, and things have been harder to get, and they're doing a great job. It's so nice to see. I was mentioning that yesterday. I went to buy the real case. Every size Trinidad in stock. Every size Talica in stock.
Wait, Talica 50s?
Yes.
Holy mackerel.
Yeah. It's really nice to see, and we're getting gear trickling in every day. I know it's not just us. I know it's all the Shimano retailers. The gear, they're just doing a really, really good job in what are very difficult conditions to get that kind of stuff around. But
but you have them.
Yesterday we had every
Talica.
Trinidad, every Talica in stock, Tranks, Spinning, Stella. That's been really hard to get. Speedmaster, all sizes of Speedmasters in stock. Yeah, it's life is really good in the Shimano world right now.
Yeah, for sure. I noticed one thing. The Trinidad A. I had an older gold Trinidad in Loretto, and I hooked a yellow on that, and then I hooked a yellow on the gold on the silver Trinidad A. The difference in that power with that X chip is noticeable.
That's awesome.
It's pretty unbelievable the way that X chip really helps the power of that
gearing.
Trinidad
Totally,
it's the gearing
and the better material and drag wash.
Nothing bad about the gold Trinidad, but the Trinidad A is just that much step above.
No doubt about it.
Check it out at your local Shimano dealer.
One of the dream trips for most anglers is Alaska. There are so many lodges. How do you make a choice? It's easy. Choose the one most Let's Talk Hookup listeners return to time after time. Kingfisher Charters in Sitka, Alaska. No one does it better than Kingfisher Charters. They offer the best service, the most comfortable accommodations, fantastic food, and the finest charter captains in Sitka. All for the ultimate value. One visit and you will understand why nobody beats Kingfisher Charters. Sitka is famous for some of the best runs of salmon in Alaska. And if giant Alaskan halibut is your target, the expert captains at Kingfisher Charters know the hot spots and can put you on a fish of a lifetime. Plenty of rockfish and huge lingcod are there too. And when it comes to fish processing, the best in Alaska is Kingfisher Charters. It's all included in your package. In fact, everything is included except tips. It is truly amazing how the Kingfisher crew continues the quality of service they deliver year after year. Kingfisher Charters, 800-727-6136, or check kingfishercharters.com. Have you been looking for a live bait hook that keeps live bait alive? Look no further than Japan's leading fish hook, Gamakatsu. It's the little things that make the difference, and Gamakatsu hooks drive the point home. With an absolute perfect bend and ideal barbs, your bait swims harder and longer. And when you get bit, Gamakatsu hooks bite back with a vengeance. All hooks are not the same. Go with Gamakatsu for infinite success. Gamakatsu, simply the best. Check gamakatsu.com.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Having a great time here this morning. Hey, as promised, it's time to find out what's going on the water. It is time for the Catch Report. Today, sponsored by Terrafin. Focus your offshore fishing in the most productive areas by using Terrafin.com. They have temperature, chlorophyll, and more. And with Terrafin Mobile, you can download the charts and take it with you on your mobile device. Check out the brand new enhanced water contour features. Terrafin is the professional's choice for accurate information. Check Terrafin.com for more information. We're going to start up at Dana Sport Fishing. Talk to the man, our blast from the past, our good buddy, Captain Chris Pica is on the line. What's up, Pica?
Good morning, guys. How you doing today?
Oh,
What's up, Pica?
Oh, Hey, well, we got our spring going on here, so of course it's that roller coaster ride, up and down, up and down. That's with the bass fishing in the half-day zones. We got about 60, 61, 62-degree water, but we had that red tide come through, and it's kind of streaky, but it's starting to clean up, and we're starting to see some bass action, which is really good in that half-day zone. The more productive methods was, not quite fly line, just put like a little bit of a sliding sinker on. Some of the guys were getting bit on fly line when we had the anchovies with just like a little sliding sinker. Some of the guys were dropping down a little bit deeper for some sand bass action mixed in with some of the sheephead that we were catching too in the half-day zone. Dropper loop setup, reverse dropper loop setup was working pretty good for the sand bass and the sheephead. And, guys, over to the three-quarter day area, we're getting rock fishing's been pretty good, the sorted rockfish with the reds, and then we're also getting into some of the sculpin. Sculpin fishing definitely took a spike for the upturn here this week. Those things wanted to chew. And all those fish you're catching out there are really good eating out in that deep water zone. And then, guys, some of the three-quarter day boats have even been coming in and giving a little test run to some of the bass spots down there off of Camp Pendleton, San Onofre area. Still, they got that streaky water from that red tide that came through, but that's starting to clean up. And of course, it's springtime fishing. That you're going to get It's like a roller coaster ride. It's up and down. You get some nice days of good weather. Everything's starting to clean up. Then all of a sudden the wind picks up, swell picks up, water rolls. So we just got to basically deal with that. So it's kind of been on that up and down swing. Over at the island there, San Clemente Island, we've had the Fury going out over there. They've been seeing some schools of yellows all in the 15 to 20-pound range. And guys, we've got a lot going on. It's good springtime fishing right now. And if you want to hop on a boat, you can give us a call here at Dana Wharf Sport Fishing. The phone number is area code 949-496-5794. You can look us up on the web at DanaWharf.com. You can also friend us on Facebook, or you can also get our Dana Wharf Sports Fishing app. Get all the up-to-date information, bam, right when it happens.
There it is. Yeah. Hey, great job, Captain Pika. Sure appreciate that. Great report from Dana Wharf Sport Fishing. We'll talk to you guys next week.
Hey, you have a great week, guys. Good hearing your voice.
All right, you too, Pika. Thanks very much. Well, let's hit the surf now. Our surf guru, Gundy Gunderson, is on the line with a surf fishing report. What's up, Gundy?
How you guys doing today?
Hey, we're doing great, buddy. Good morning.
Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers.
Yes.
Well said.
Hey, more good halibut fishing, and we talked about the live bait bite, and it's continuing in the bays, in the lagoons, and this year a lot of 30-inch class fish, really good quality fish. I don't know where they were last year, maybe offshore or something, but they're sure here this year. Hook, line, sinker reported good halibut catches this week. Yesterday, a shop regular reported taking a 26 and a 28-inch fish on a metallic sardine flash minnow. That was at Goleta. On Friday, another angler took a 32-inch fish at Rincon on a flash minnow. The barred perch fishing has also been very good. Most anglers report limits, a couple of nice ones right around the 2-pound mark. We're taking at El Capitan on Carolina rigged 2-inch swim baits. Wiley's held their last Uptown Derby on Saturday. A nice 1-pound, 15-ounce fish took top honors. It was taken at Sycamore on an MS anchovy pattern flash minnow. The second best fish was 1 pound, 15 ounce. Lots of 1 pound class fish. They had ripe fish, so it seems to me the spawn is occurring a little later, whereas maybe March and April were the center months. Now I think May and June seems to be the better bite. So those guys are going to have to kick their derby down the road a month or so or something like that. Anyways, Big Fish at Seal Beach reported good halibut action. Shoreline Drive, Cherry Beach, 72nd place, Bolsa Chica Inlet, and Huntington Cliffs, all good spots. The bait bite has been best. A 35-inch fish was taken off Surfside on a piece of frozen anchovy. Big yellowfin croaker also outside the surf line. They're finding them under the bird schools. Seal Beach Jetty, 72nd place, has been good places to look. Early in the morning, cast a crocodile, a cast master in there, and get a yellowfin croaker, up to 4 pounds, and then a few smaller sea bass up to just legal also in the mix. Ketchum Tackle reported good halibut action Newport Bay. Shop Regular took 2 legal fish yesterday on an anchovy pattern swim bait. Pacific Coast reported good halibut action on the beaches, in the lagoons, and the harbor. Warming water, lots of bait. Reports up and down the coast, just lots of anchovies, small sardines, lots of bait shallow. Yesterday, a 31-inch fish was taken, probably 11-pound fish, in the lagoon on a live sardine. And just reinforcing that point about the live bait, I found out that 26-pound fish that won the Lily Call was taken on a live smelt there, and the angler actually dumped a similar-sized fish about an hour before he landed the tournament winner. So lots of those nice hens in the bays right now, guys. So this is a good time to stick a big one.
Man, that's always such great dope, Gundy. You do such a good job compiling such killer surf fish information when it's on the bait, when it's on the lures, and up and down the beach. We sure appreciate it. Great job, as always, and we'll look forward to hearing another killer one next Sunday.
Right on. I get that good info from those local shops, guys. So, patronize those local shops.
That's what it's about. Appreciate it. All right, Gundy. Appreciate that.
Have a good one, guys.
You too.
Great week.
Look forward to that. Hey, want to remind you, if you want more information, check out surffishtackle.com for all your surf fishing reports, tackle, and more.
Yeah, and let's go ahead and jump back on the phones, Rick.
Corey in Orange is up next on Let's Talk Hookup. Hi, Corey. Welcome to the show.
Hey, guys. First-time caller. Long-time listener. I just discovered the app and that archive section. Man, this is really making my work days go by way faster.
That's rad, Corey.
Hey, question for you guys. So I've heard a lot of guests talk about the main reason for losing fish is either the drag is too loose or too tight. So what's a good rule of thumb for setting your drag?
Good question.
Well, I think the first rule of thumb is don't set it too tight in the beginning because you don't want to bust them off. I personally, here's a great myth too. You'll love this one, Ricky. Always don't touch your drag during the fight. No, you adjust your drag all the time. And personally, I prefer it to be, let's call it medium. You don't want it so loose that you can't set the hook, or you put it in gear and swing, and the line peels off the reel. But at the same time, you don't want it so tight that you're going to bust them off on the first run. But for sure, I've seen way more fish lost because the drag's too tight at first than it is too loose. Like way more. I can't tell you how many times you see that somebody puts in gear, especially down at the islands. Put it in gear, swing, pow! Oh, it's a shark. It's like, no, man, it wasn't a shark. Your drag
because they're going
tight.
Full speed when they eat that bait, especially that yellowfin down there.
Times. Yeah, they're smoking. So I prefer to be on the looser side, and obviously we got to talk about what range, depending on what size line you have. But let's use 50 pound or 40 pound for example. I mean, you want to be able to pull it off by hand. What is that, like 16 pounds or 14 pounds? Or?
At the most, I mean, like you'd be surprised at. Yeah, I mean, I think that you're so right that. In the beginning of the fight, way more people lose their fish by having too heavy of drag, and at the end of the fight, people lose too many fish by having too light of a drag. So you said it best, where it's an adjustment period. Like,
and if you're on a sport boat, ask the crew, hey, check my drag, see what's going on. Don't be afraid to ask the crew. I do it all the time.
The only reason I hesitate to answer, Tim, is like I've just never been put this thing on the scale. And but I mean, I think that the general rule is somewhere between 15 and 25% of your line breaking strength. They say, but that being said, ask Blake, ask one of those.
Yeah. That being said, to break 50 and 60 pound test, that drag has to be really tight.
Yeah, it takes a lot.
It takes a lot.
If there's the old talk about, there's the dynamic force and the static, and if the fish is ripping the other direction and you hammer the drag because there's two forces going the opposite direction, pow, you'll snap that line. But, this is the greatest one. We used to talk about it in seminars back in the old Fred Hall days. Snag that 50 pound on the bottom of the jig and try to bust that off. I mean, you'll find out how tough your line is. Yeah. My gosh. I mean, especially on a skiff, you just about pull the gunnel under the water.
Yeah, exactly.
Trying to bust it off. Just like, you got to put it in gear and drive away. It's almost impossible to break it. So the point is, as the fight progresses, especially when you're talking about tuna, when they stop getting squirrely, they stop running around, they're done taking long runs, that's when you inch that drag up. And the old rule of thumb is, when you're turning the handle of the reel, if line isn't coming on, your drag is too loose.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
It's as simple as that. If you're not putting line on the reel, the drag is too loose, and you got to tighten it up. And I've seen many a time, the anglers get reluctant. A crew member comes over, hey, man, our drag's too loose. Oh, don't touch my drag. And I was like, no, let's inch it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Like you're never going to get the fishing progress,
Hey, when we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. More great info just like that. You stay at Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app and the mightier 1090.
If you're looking for a high-quality cocktail that's also easy to enjoy on your next fishing trip, check out Cutwater Spirits' lineup of canned cocktails. Cutwater's master distiller and co-founder, Yusuf Cherney, is a hardcore fisherman. In fact, he developed Cutwater with all his favorite adventures in mind. Yusuf takes Cutwater's award-winning spirits, uses them to make real cocktails, and then puts them into cans so you can take them anywhere. It's like they were made for fishing because they were actually made for fishing. Check out their popular canned margarita made with real tequila, the zesty vodka mule, or the spicy Bloody Mary, which has some serious bite. They also make super refreshing vodka sodas in grapefruit, lime, and cucumber flavors. Just crack the can and enjoy a bar-quality cocktail even when there's no bar in sight. Back at the dock or at your evening anchorage in Catalina, Cutwater cocktails are exactly what you need for your next fishing trip. You can check out all 18 of Cutwater's canned cocktails at cutwaterspirits.com and then look for them at your local liquor store. Then go ahead and set your cocktail free. Please enjoy responsibly.
It's time to go fishing. Hi, this is Doug Kern from Fisherman's Landing Tackle, the saltwater tackle professionals. The perfect rod to handle the toughest fish is Shimano Terramar. The secret? TC4 blank construction with Tech Tape outer wrap to shield the fibers from the impact damage. Make sure to match your Shimano Terramar rod with a Shimano Tranx 500. X-Ship and HEG technologies combine to provide the Shimano Tranx massive cranking power with a smooth and effortless retrieve. For all your Shimano needs, visit us at Fisherman's Landing Tackle at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego.
Your San Diego County Ford dealer knows that vehicles are not one size fits all, and they have a variety to choose from to suit your individual wants and needs. Looking for a truck to handle both work and play? The legendary F-150 has you covered with its military-grade aluminum alloy body and high-strength steel frame and smart technology, like the available Pro Trailer Backup Assist to help you back up your boat with the turn of a dial. Or do you need a vehicle that's ready for your next adventure? The Ford Ranger is standing by, so grab your gear and let's go. This adventure-ready truck has an available terrain management system that has 4 selectable drive modes depending on what terrain you're on for optimum performance. Is an SUV more your speed? No problem. Your San Diego County Ford dealers have those too. The 2020 Ford Explorer has been completely redesigned inside and out and has available third-row power-fold seats to easily accommodate more passengers or cargo and available twin-panel moonroof to let the outdoors in. Visit buyfordnow.com to learn more or visit your nearest San Diego County Ford dealer today. They'll be glad to hook you up.
Here's John Ireland for Rancho Leonero.
The ranch is unique. It's one of the few places in the world where you can still drive ATVs up the beach. We have fishing from the beach. We have dive trips that we run to Pomo in a number of different spots. Kayaking, of course, has been real big. We were one of the first hotels to introduce kayaking. The ranch is small, it's intimate. It's 34 rooms, so everyone gets to know everyone. The old saying, where everyone knows your name. Well, truly at Rancho Leonero, the employees do know pretty darn near all our guests' names. And what's even more interesting is most of the guests know each other's names. Very personal, very intimate, and a special, special environment. 2 miles of beachfront, a mile on either side of the hotel. Rancho Leonero is really the last of the old-style Baja fishing resorts. 1-800-646-2252. 1-800-646-BAJA. And RanchoLeonero.com. I'll personally guarantee your best fishing experience and vacation at Rancho Leonero.
Shimano has done it again. An amazing lever drag 2-speed reel at an affordable price. It's Speedmaster 2, the extremely durable, high-performance Speedmaster 2 with high maximum drag power and a smooth, ultra-wide range of drag adjustability is an absolute fish-fighting machine. Its rigid Hagani body prevents misalignment of moving parts under the heaviest loads. Plus, a spare drag cam is included for optimal use with monofilament lines. The Speedmaster is now available available in 4 models, 12, 16, 20, and 25. This is the perfect reel for the angler looking for a powerful, lightweight, smooth casting reel for tuna or other powerful saltwater game fish at a more affordable price. Nothing in its class can match the Shimano Speedmaster 2, built to provide high-end performance and dependability in a compact, lightweight frame. Get the Shimano Speedmaster 2 lever drag reel at your local Shimano dealer. Check Shimano.com for all the details.